I'm going to give you one piece of advice here, but it's not fancy. This is one of the things that surprisingly people are overlooking. They're going for these big wins, but they're not paying attention to standardization. Well, let's see, was it Deming that said variation is the enemy of quality? So I find it shocking that so many people are not doing the basics, and that's standardizing. So when we have a defect on the shop floor, the first question I ask is, do we have a standard? And when someone says no, I say, awesome. What are we gonna do? We're gonna make an improvement by creating a standard. That's our first step. So we don't stop there. We create our standard, then we train everyone on the standard. So there's a couple of reasons why we want this standard. First of all, we want standardized work, and we want to be able to hold people accountable to it. But the other purpose of the standardized work is we have a document or a standard to train people to. Here's a very simple example of a step-by-step procedure. It's something to start with. You can add, move things around. It's super easy, but the basics are there. And when you discover that you need to update this, you just go in, add a step, move a step, easy peasy. So while we're training people without a standard, you're getting 20, 30, 40% of what's off the top of my head. Depends on how much of a hurry I'm in as well. But the standard forces me to take you through the exact process step by step and make sure that you have a chance to ask questions, and we explain the why. We're really doing a good job at training. We're setting you up for success. Without that standard, I'm doing it one way, you're doing it another way, the owner's doing it another way. We're basically hoping for decent quality. But as soon as we get a standard in place, hold people accountable to a standard, then our quality goes up. We're actually making those parts faster, not even trying to make it faster. We're just not dealing with all the over processing and the questions and the defects. And then, of course, our morale goes up. So standards are so important. As a matter of fact, we expect our pilots and our doctors to follow standards correctly every single time. So when we want to win a contest or a game, we want to follow the instructions every single time. So we know it's important when someone's life depends on it. We know it's important when we want to win. So let's get out there. Let's get those standards, and let's train people on those standards. And when we train them on the standards, we're going to develop a cross-training plan at the same time so that we can see visually where are our key gaps in our skills, who should we be prioritizing on what skill to train. And then we have this legend here, so we really want to know, who are we planning to train, and what status are they as they go through this? 50% can perform the task, 75% is ideal, they can perform it to the tack time, and then 100% is I can trust them to train someone else. Something like this, I know I'm in trouble, and this is a key skill, so I need to get some people trained up here. I hope that helped to clear that up for you, and I also hope that reminds you to go out there and create some standards. That's a great improvement. If you don't have a standard, what are you improving? What's that saying? No standard, no Kaizen.